Hi everyone, welcome to our second video. Bienvenidos a nuestro segundo video. El día de hoy vamos a comenzar a leer un libro llamado Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Escogí este libro, es de niños, pero me gusta porque el vocabulario y la forma en que se redacta este libro es muy coloquial y creo que utiliza frases para el nivel en el que estamos iniciando. Así que te dejo en la descripción del video el link donde puedes descargar también el libro y puedas acompañarme a leer. Entonces, si quieres tener ahí si lo quieres imprimir o tenerlo aparte en otro dispositivo, genial. Te recomiendo que puedas circular o subrayar palabras que tú no sepas y luego pues buscarlos en un diccionario. Igual vamos a estar pues hablando un poquito de qué trata hasta el final del video, para que al inicio podamos aprovechar el tiempo y que puedas practicar tu listening y también puedas practicar ir leyendo el libro junto conmigo. Así que, are you ready? ¿Están listos? Vamos a comenzar. So it says, dice, September, Tuesday. First of all, let me get something straight. This is a journal, not a diary. I know what it says on the cover. But when Mom went out to buy this thing, I specifically told her to get one that didn't say diary on it. Great. All I need is for some jerk to catch me carrying this book around and get the wrong idea. Y luego está ahí un chico, le dice sissy, que es como decir niñita. Punch, que es como pegarle. The other thing I want to clear up right away is that this was Mom's idea, not mine. But if she thinks I'm going to write down my feelings in here or whatever, she's crazy. So just don't expect me to be all Dear Diary this and Dear Diary that. The only reason I agreed to this at all is because I figure later on, when I'm rich and famous, I'll have better things to do than answer people's stupid questions all day long. So this book is gonna come in handy. Gregory, tell us about your childhood. Were you always so smart and handsome? Here's my journal. Now, shoo-shoo. Like I said, I'll be famous one day. But for now, I'm stuck in middle school with a bunch of morons. Let me just say, for the record, that I think middle school is the dumbest idea ever invented. You got kids like me who haven't hit their growth spurt yet, mixed in with these gorillas who need to shave twice a day. Out of my way, runts! And then they wonder why bullying is such a big problem in middle school. If it was up to me, grade levels would be based on height, not age. But then again, I guess that would mean kids like Chirag Gupta would still be in the first grade. Today is the first day of school, and right now we're just waiting around for the teacher to hurry up and finish the seating chart. So I figured I might as well write in this book to pass the time. By the way, let me give you some good advice. On the first day of school, you got to be real careful where you sit. You walk into the classroom and just plunk your stuff down on any old desk, and the next thing you know, the teacher is saying, I hope you all like where you're sitting because these are your permanent seats. Ah! So in this class, I got stuck with Chris Hosey and in front of me and Lionel James in back of me. Jason Brill came in late and almost sat to my right, but luckily I stopped that from happening at the last second. Is this seat taken? Yes. Next period. I should just sit in the middle of a bunch of hot girls as soon as I step in the room. But I guess if I do that, it just proves I didn't learn anything from last year. Greg, will you please pass this note to Shelley? Greg is a dork. Why, certainly. Man, I don't know what is up with girls these days. I mean, it used to be a whole lot simpler back in elementary school. The deal was, if you were the fastest runner in your class, you got all the girls. And in the 5th grade, the fastest runner was Ronnie McCoy. Nowadays, it's a whole lot more complicated. Now, it's about the kind of clothes you wear, or how rich you are, or if you have a cute butt or whatever. And kids like Ronnie McCoy are scratching their heads, wondering what the heck happened. The most popular boy in my grade is Bryce Anderson. The thing that really stinks is that I have always been into girls, but kids like Bryce have only come around in the last couple of years. I remember how Bryce used to act back in elementary school. Girls are stinky poos. Yeah, I don't think girls are stinky poos. But of course, now I don't get any credit for sticking with the girls all this time. Like I said, Bryce is the most popular kid in our grade. So that leaves all the rest of us guys scrambling for the other spots. The best I can figure is that I'm somewhere around 52nd or 53rd most popular this year. But the good news is that I'm about to move up one spot because Charlie Davis is above me and he's getting his braces next week. I tried to explain all this popularity stuff to my friend Rowley, who is probably hovering right around the 150th mark, by the way. But I think it just goes in one ear and out the other with him. Wednesday. Today, we had phys ed. So the first thing I did when I got outside was sneak off to the basketball court to see if the cheese was still there. And sure enough, it was. That piece of cheese has been sitting on the blacktop since last spring. I guess it must have dropped out of someone's sandwich or something. After a couple of days, the cheese started getting all moldy and nasty. Nobody would play basketball on the court where the cheese was, even though that was the only court that had a hoop with a net. Then, one day, this kid named Darren Walsh touched the cheese with his finger, and that's what started this thing called the cheese touch. It's basically like the cooties. If you get the cheese touch, you're stuck with it until you pass it on to someone else. Ah! The only way to protect yourself from the cheese touch is to cross your fingers. But it's not that easy remembering to keep your fingers crossed every moment of the day. I ended up taping mine together, so they'd stay crossed all the time. I got a D in handwriting, but it was totally worth it. This one kid named Abe Hall got the cheese touch in April, and nobody would even come near him for the rest of the year. This summer, Abe moved away to California and took the cheese touch with him. I just hope someone doesn't start the cheese touch up again, because I don't need that kind of stress in my life anymore. Thursday. I'm having a seriously hard time getting used to the fact that summer is over and I have to get out of bed every morning to go to school. My summer did not exactly get off to a great start, thanks to my older brother Roderick. El propósito de estos videos es para que tú vayas practicando tu listening y también vayas leyendo conmigo. Entonces estaremos leyendo algunas páginas cada video para seguir practicando. Así que No te olvides suscribir y darle like al video y te veo en el siguiente video. Bye.